Alright guys, welcome back to Soai. Now in today's video, it's been a couple days, so I'm going down to Latti's and I'm gonna finish off an inventory system so that when items start going low on stock, we have a better idea of what's happening, so things make a lot more sense. Now speaking about making sense, as a content creator, everything that I wear, everything that I do throughout the day has to make sense. From the tam that I wear to the jacket. You guys might see me in this jacket quite often. It's because not only is it comfortable, but I have a lot of pockets that I could store a bunch of stuff, whether it's batteries for my cameras, stuff like that. Now, even the pants. I've been wearing baggier pants as well because I could store more things in my pockets. Sometimes I don't want to be walking around with all these cameras. Now, Fitbill sent me out these shoes. Now, I'm wearing them now as we speak. And I was a little bit skeptical when they were sending it out because it's a brand I never really heard much about. And I forgot I was wearing them. These shoes so far are absolutely comfortable. In a lot of my videos, sometimes I might go to 2 restaurants in a day and I'm walking on average at least for about 30 minutes minimum, sometimes up to an hour, getting from one spot to the next. Every time I come over to Latti's, I'm walking for about 30 minutes. So I've been walking for about 30 minutes now in between train stops, and I haven't felt these shoes just as yet. But it's a little bit too early to say. I'm gonna try to wear them today, hopefully in the kitchen if that's possible. That's if they can stand up to the kitchen. But everywhere else in the restaurant, I'll be wearing them as I take my stock taking. And whenever you're in a commercial kitchen, comfortable shoes are very important because there is hours and hours and hours of standing. Sometimes I'm there for 12 hours and that's a lot of standing. All right, so hopefully these shoes work out to be amazing. So far they're great, and I'll tell you what I think at the end of the video. All right, so I've just been doing a couple rounds around here. First of all, the ladies are leaving the fridge in a good standard. So did the duty list and they're keeping up the par. Now they might have been doing it that way before, but now I'm a little bit more observant. I'm seeing it. Yeah, but everything so far looks good. Yeah, and the shoes, I ain't gonna lie, they feel pretty good. Not gonna tell you that they are restaurant worthy because really they're for walking, but yeah, they hold up pretty good. Little slips and slides here or there, but the floor is a little wet due to condensation and all that because of the winter season. All right, so currently we're going to be working on a formula to show when the stock level is low. Funny enough, I learned this when I was about 15 or 14 in high school in IT. So we call an if statement. So for example, let's say soda, right? If we have, currently we are running low, we're not low as yet, but we're gonna be low on stock with, let's say, Pepsi. So I'm gonna make a formula where if we have 10 cans or less, then the Google Sheets should show us that it is low on stock. Or if it's 11 cans and more, it should show as okay. And how you do it is pretty simple. It's hard to explain because it's like you're doing binary language. So you're gonna be doing the formula as equal if, for example, B is greater than or lesser than C2, we're gonna show low stock. Yeah, that sounds very nerd. All right. So let me show you how this works really quick. So we're just putting this into play. So here you see where it's showing low stock. And that's because Coca-Cola has 8, and I told it that the minimum stock should be 15. So once it shows 15, anything below 15, it should give me a low stock situation. Now for low stock, that's where I plugged in the formula. The formula is down here. So the formula is if C51 is lesser than or equal to D51, show me low stock. Or if it's not that, then it's going to be okay, right? How did we get this C51? The C51 is because here, number 8 is in section C. If we go across here, it's in number 51. So that's basically that. We have more than 8, so I'm gonna punch in really quickly. We have about 20. Bum, bum. And then it shows the status as being okay. All right, so that's basically what I'm gonna be doing. Going around and putting in all the information, the low stock levels that I would prefer and how much we have on hand, and it should give us less margins for error as it relates to what inventory we have. Because honestly, I've seen situations where we're out of penne pasta, which, you know, the Rasta pasta is a very big seller for us, so we can't do that. How does that affect the business? In many ways. So when we're out of pasta, it means that we didn't prep pasta the night before, you know, because in many restaurants for pasta, you pre-cook it maybe to like 80-90%, and then you pack it and you store it. So the next day, when pasta orders come in, the pasta part is actually already made, and that's how you get your Rasta pastas, your spaghetti and meatballs, stuff like that so quickly. Now, when we are out of stock, it means that we're gonna have to run across to the store, which is not good for the business because it means that we're gonna be paying more for the pasta. When you shop at like Restaurant Depot or any other restaurant bargain center, you're gonna be getting a better price. Now, yeah, the price isn't that much of the biggest issue. The biggest issue for me is time. So you gotta go across the store, and now you're gonna spend about 20 minutes just to boil that pasta, getting the water up to temperature, putting the pasta in, boiling it, cooling down the pasta, and then now you're gonna make that order. Time is money, point blank. So I'm gonna run around, even some of these things here that I find up here, I find like containers just jarred each and everywhere. So I need to move them into spaces. I am gonna do some temporary kind of labels so anyone who is gonna pack has an idea of what they're packing where. Because if you don't know what to pack where, you are just gonna put it in a space that fits. All right, this is one of the examples. I was here 2 days ago and this was left over there. It should not be over there. We're gonna put it over into, I would call over there like our packaging area, like our, how can I say, the food packaging area, and then organize this shelf to be more of like cutlery, utensils, napkins, stuff like that. And this, I'm not quite sure which one is this, if this is the medium or the large as yet, but once I get the inventory system down, I will know exactly what is what. So because these aren't labeled, I have no clue what is what. There's no signage underneath this either. So I have no, okay. So I know this is our large and this is our small. I need to find the medium and then label here so it's not that hard to find them. So something like this, if you had, for example, let's say a new hire, someone who's new to the business, and you tell them go downstairs, get me some small pans, it's gonna take them a while. Lads! Can't even hear it. All right, so she had to step out, and I actually have my chef clothes today, but I was like, nah, I want to focus on the inventory stuff. But she had to step out, so I'm gonna have to just season up the soup. It might seem like boy don't know what he's doing, but again, like I say several times, I'm not gonna come here and season the pot the way how I would do it, because it is not Soai's kitchen, it's Latoya's kitchen. So however they do it, I haven't learned that part as yet, then that's how I want to season it. But she was saying like, I'm gonna taste it if it needs salt or anything like that, but if it doesn't, then it just means that it needs like garlic, escallion, thyme, ginger, pimento. Those are the typical seasonings that go into Scotch bonnet as well, that go into a Jamaican style soup. So that much I do know. I'm gonna taste it and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. Me personally, I think every chef should walk with their tasting spoon. Tasting spoons are very important. Unfortunately, in here I don't see a lot of those. But for me, I'm accustomed to having like just a whole pan of maybe like 8 tasting spoons in sanitized water, because constantly you should be tasting your food. But you know how we Jamaicans or Caribbean people in general, we hype about our cooking. We would tell you that, yo, we don't have to taste nothing, we don't say it good and everything. But me, I'm still gonna always taste, because it's not cooking for myself, it's cooking for the public. The salt level is good, doesn't need anything else, but just the seasonings, I think maybe could go a little bit higher. So we're gonna add some scallion, ginger, thyme, and all those stuff that I mentioned before. You're not afraid for that on my camera now, in the background, because your ear do, and you look all right now. Eh?
I know. I mean, I can get it now.
Yeah. Guys, I have a question. I said to the ladies, them say, a man would have like a woman look kind of regular. Means that she don't look bad enough in terms of her hair. She look regular, because he would have say he can brush her off and, you see me, do him thing. Or a woman will look nice down to the T and proper and look high maintenance. Drop it in the comments. Which one would you go after? The one that looks like an average girl, same person, like an average girl, or a girl or a woman that looks put together to the T? What on a thing? Because I don't know, ladies always feel so they must always look super good. Here look nice though, my friend.
Thank you.
Here look really nice though, my friend. Come together. All right, so what you're doing right now is...
I'm making blended season for the soup with onion, thyme, scallion, and garlic.
Nice.
And pimento seed.
You don't think you look no way to me?
You know what's in my fat?
Me blow. And what you say?
You know what's in my fat?
What? Which fat we are talking about?
Oh, yeah, laugh off on me.
You look proportionate, I would say, because you say you move from a 145 to, then we can say okay, based on your norm, but to me you look, yeah.
I mean, starting out the party with the girls, you understand? Kentucky about a nice sound for the girls, it's all good. Out the door a while ago, and out the door are more people than one now.
All right, so chicken up there, yo, so much things happen in that short period of time. So chicken up there, bubbling upon the pot, some curry chicken. Somebody asked me to let them see a video of her doing the curry chicken from scratch. I'll do that on another video whenever I'm here. They're chopping up more chicken for probably stew chicken and curry and the jerk chicken on the grill. But not gonna lie, it's now a grilled jerk chicken, but the flavor upon it is good, especially when Lati seasons it up. I probably have to write down the recipe for it so it's a lot more standardized. That if she doesn't season it up, it's all the way through for everybody. But yeah, here is always a vibe. So if you come here and you hear music playing, you see me, yeah. I probably spoke to about like 2 customers and they're like, yo, it feels like a party, like they don't want to go work because, yeah, you know how Jamaicans get down. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick run through for the stock because there's a lot of stuff that seems a little bit low I think we have enough staff members there, so I don't necessarily have to help out top. So let's do that. And I left the box down here and somebody unpacked the box, so that's good. But I'm just gonna arrange everything really quick. So these are the large plates, and you realize there's another large over here, and then there's lids down here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the lids up to the top, especially because the lids have this nice plastic covering on there, and I'm gonna move these to the base. So at least I know what is what. So we have a lot more small. Yeah, I think this is the medium. Yeah, we found the medium, and these are small, so let's do that. So this way, visually, anybody come down here will have a better idea. And I'm gonna label this as large, medium, and then small. When I was here the last time, I just put on here, on the bag, medium, so you know exactly what that is. All these small stuff saves a lot of time. Might seem like unimportant, but to me it's very important for inventory. This one here is large, and I'll appropriate the lids above each side here. So we seem to have like a lot of large plates. No, it's easy to forget which one is which. Okay, this is small. Eventually that cord, I'll move it around. It's an extension for one of the freezers. I'll move that eventually. Yeah, we have a lot of large plates. I find that here so far, I haven't checked the system as yet, but the small and the medium plates sell a lot more than the large, obviously because the large costs more. So the plates that we use more of, we'll definitely stock more of those because we use more of them. Even this rack, eventually I have to go through it as well because it's too bouncy. Some of these things here need to be up more. Yeah, this mount is too low. Sometimes you do something stupid one time, it's just like you just Trump sense all the time. Like how? Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Like in here, this is not attached in, and it's doing that. It's not very often I give up on something, but I'm gonna give up on that for today because I'm gonna sit here for the whole time. I would have to like take off the entire rack, take off all these stuff, and then do it. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, so did the arrangement, especially on the foil pans and lids, because I think our customers come in most contact with those because most of our foods go into that. We do have the white paper plates, not paper plate, white plastic plates, but that goes for like fried fish and chips, stuff like that. We don't sell that quite often at this moment. But immediately visually I can see where we are short of stuff. So small lids and pans, we have sufficient, even those sell the most. The medium, we are, I would say, desperately low because we're going into the weekend as well. So that's going to be crazy for Saturday, Sunday. Those are some of our busiest times. The lids on those are low. And for the large, there's a huge mismatch. We have easily 4 stacks of the large pans and only 1 stack of the lids. So there's a mismatch there. Now this mismatch obviously could have happened because when we order stuff, we order the lids separately from the base. So yeah, there could easily be a mismatch there, and of course some things get tossed because maybe they fell or whatever. So there is that. But right now I would say there is organization there. So if you're stocking it, you know exactly where to put stuff, and you can visually take a quick look and know, yeah, we're running low on something. Eventually I'll go through each of the other sauces. Some of the stuff I don't need to do right now, for example the sauces. With those, it's clearly visible when we are running out of those. So yeah, but eventually I'll label them so there's at least some organization. So on that rack, I want there to be sauces, seasonings, and in the lowest part of the shelf, we're gonna have like beverages and stuff like that. Bye. Okay, so it got busy in the kitchen and I stopped filming, but I did continue to wear the Fitful shoes for a couple more weeks to see what it really was about. Wore it to the park a couple times, wore it to play pickleball. They do have pickleball shoes, but the one that I have is the walking pair, and let me say, when you're wearing these shoes, you don't notice them, which is a pretty good thing. And that for me, it means that it's very light and it's super comfortable. They have a wider toe box, so if you have orthopedic issues like feet issues or shoes being a little bit too narrow or tight for you, trust me, this is a really good one to get. If you're in the US, jump to their website, thefitville.com, or in the UK is thefitville.uk. Use my special code to get 30% off, and that code is SV30. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Remember these three things: love, nature, and adaptation. And always remember to keep the link.